we had a chance to connect. I think you, if I'm not mistaken, you maybe saw a post on Twitter that you liked about some of our work and outreach in Africa, across Kenya and Uganda, Nairobi, and Kampala. I think you had saw one of the posts, and we connected, and we reached out, and you're very generous to your platform to help us kind of spread the word about what we're doing with the Gift of Chess initiative. But basically, Gift of Chess is an initiative that really wants to spread the gift of chess all over the world. We think chess is the greatest game in the world that has incredible benefits. And like when I say about the benefits of chess, it's not only the educational benefits and the way that chess helps you think strategically and planning and all of that. It's also the opportunity. Chess is a great game that connects each of us. I'm sure on this stream itself, there's people from tons of different countries and walks of life and backgrounds, and chess provides us an amazing community where we can meet and play and interact with so many different people and just enjoy just humanity. And so the gift of chess is all about giving out chess sets to just to the world as a gift and allowing those chess sets to create opportunities for other people.
I'm glad to be here supporting Gift of Chess. It's obviously you guys are doing God's work for chess for sure. It's all of us grandmasters, we're just all in it for ourselves, and you guys are much more selfless, and I'm really glad that you're doing what you can to have chess make a difference in all over the world and in communities that have not necessarily been exposed to it as much as they should have been.
I'm currently the Global Outreach Director, and I started reaching out first in Kenya first, spreading we've already received over 1,000 sets, which we've started distributing to the major slums of Nairobi. We've reached out to 3 major slums of Nairobi, and the kids are very grateful. Some of them have never seen chessboard before, and we're grateful for the gift of chess to have given them this opportunity.
So personally, I'd love to thank you guys for the great works you do, Ras, the gift of chess, and believing in humanity to a point of action. Yeah, so personally, I've come to see what the gift of chess can do.
Here, through our partnership with Chess in Slums, and with the visit of Impact Coaching Network and the gift of chess, we implemented chess as part of the curriculum of the school. So currently we have 225 kids enrolled, and all the 225 kids are learning chess education.
A couple months ago, what happened was Russ had reached out, and there was a simul which I got offered to play in New York. I accepted, and okay, the event was quite great. It was amazingly organized, and I had a lot of fun. So I love this initiative also that the Gift of Chess is supporting, to give out chess sets to kids around the world.
We go, I've seen pictures of Makoko, and I've seen on a screen what it would look like, but when I got there, the people were warm. I didn't feel unsafe. I didn't feel anything other than that. I expected to be doing good there, and I expected to add something to the lives of the children there that wasn't there before.
Being invited to kick off the event by speaking with B-Day, they given the gift of chess to all of us that opportunity to really just show our appreciation and get the word out of what we're trying to accomplish through both globally and right here in America. So yeah, that's one thing that we have gotten accomplished. This is the first time at one of our facilities, prison, that we're able to play online chess championships. So going forward, it may open up the doors to do it more times.
For most of us here, we're in different parts of the world, and the one thing that brings this all together, is chess, a universal language. And I just want to tell people that we have a vision to use chess as a tool, right, to help create, an intellectual identity for some of the children that live in the slum communities, right? And To us, in our own privilege, I think it's just a fun game that we can just play every now and then and enjoy. But to a child, in the slums, living in those impoverished conditions, it could mean everything to them. And, the level of confidence that it gives them that they're able to also show intellectual capacity for something.
All right, I think that went very nicely. Hope everyone is enjoying themselves already, and thank you for writing in the comments that the sound was too low. It was my bad. I was preparing something and then I left the sound too low, but I fixed it after a few seconds. So well, all in all, thanks for that. And yeah, we are here. The Gift of Chess Arena is starting in 17 minutes. And this is already the second stream we are enjoying with the Gift of Chess community. Here we have Ras Makovsky. He was with us the last time. Hello, Ras. How is everything?
Agamador, thank you once again for having us. And we're super excited. It looks like there's nearly 1,500 players ready to play today. So we're excited for a great day of chess.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's in 15 minutes. Probably will get close to 2,000, as most of them basically decide a minute before it starts whether they want to play or not.
Yeah, and this time I think we spoke about it that we're going to add a little fun to the event. Generous donor put up some prize fund, which always makes it extra fun. So I think there's some nice prizes out there for the winners, and hopefully a lot of people tune in and hear about all the great work that we are doing, but also play for some fun prizes as well.
Okay, last time we also had some great prizes, chess sets, which is very nice. But as usual, more people show up for when there's money involved. But okay, Zhigalko Sergey just entered the tournament. As you can see, he is almost 150 rating points higher rated than the second player. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Very good.
So what can we expect from today's stream, from today's guests? What will we learn? What changed since last time we spoke to each other? Basically, in short.
Yeah. So last time we met on this stream was nearly a year ago, and we had just landed 5,000 chess sets into Africa. They came into Nigeria, which was 3,000 sets into Nigeria originally, and then 2,000 sets landed in Kenya. And from there, the project really began to organically unfold. And once people started seeing what we were doing on social media, on Twitter, we got a reach out from a friend of ours, now a good friend of mine named Ronald from Uganda, and he said, "I see these sets coming out," and he asked for 1,000 sets coming into Kenya. So we actually put one of those 1,000 sets from Kenya on a truck, and it landed into Kampala, Uganda, and that was it. Once we realized that we could mobilize chess sets into countries, and that we realized the demand and the need for chess sets, we really began to think, wow, this can really become a project that can become not only a project in Africa but a global project. So from Kenya, we got sets into Uganda, and we were in Kenya, and then from Nigeria, we got 1,000 sets into Ghana. So last time we spoke, we were in 4 countries: Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and Uganda. And what we realized is that chess is an incredibly popular game globally, and it has incredible benefits, social benefits. The game of chess, you're going to hear shortly from Howard Burton, who did a deep dive into the game of chess and the history, but maybe the greatest game in the history of the world and the greatest tool for empowerment. It's low cost. It's played globally. It's got incredible transferable skills. It's educational. It's social. It's rehabilitative. It's integrative, and it's a game played globally. And so once we realized that the game of chess is such a powerful tool and it's played everywhere, what we were surprised about, the shocking part, was the lack of chess sets globally. Do you know there's a lack of chess sets globally, that in most communities and in most countries, they don't have access to chess sets? It's probably because there's no domestic manufacturing, and it's probably because they're expensive, and it's probably because of a million reasons. But the reality is Most people in this world don't have access to a physical chess set. And even though chess is the greatest game in the world and has incredible benefit, without a chess set, you can't play and benefit from the game of chess. And the funny thing is, I think that chess is leapfrog technology. More people are playing on Lichess and chess.com and online than those that have access to physical chess sets. So many people that never actually played on a physical board are, are big fans and enthusiastic of the game. But the reality is you can't create a chess club in a school without chess sets. You can't create a chess team. You can't go into a prison and create rehabilitative programs without chess sets. You can't go into refugee communities and create chess programs and opportunities without chess sets. So we realized that our goal really would become is to bridge the gap with the tremendous reach that chess has, their tremendous popularity. Chess has never been more popular, but also the lack of chess sets globally. And the Gift of Chess wants to come in and close that gap, make chess more available to more people more globally, to use chess as a low-cost opportunity catalyst. And you're going to hear a lot about what we do, but we're focused on three major outreach initiatives. We're trying to use chess as an educational tool. You're going to hear from Tunde Onakoya from Chess in the Slums Africa. He says, let's reimagine chess beyond the four walls of a classroom, because let's reimagine education beyond the four walls of a classroom, because true education builds the capacity to think. Now, what greater game than the building the capacity to think than chess? And we say, don't be distracted by the plastic pieces. The magic of the game of chess is in the brain synapses. Every position is something you got to work through in your mind. You got to think a move, two moves, three moves ahead. You got to use those same tools that you would use in a more sort of traditional environment. If you're solving a math problem, you're involved in sciences. Not everybody has access to that, but if you can put kids in thought-provoking moments where they're solving chess problems and playing the game of chess, that's education, because we're building the capacity to think. You're also going to hear about our prison outreach program, led by Tony Ballard in the United States. That chess is a cognitive rehabilitation tool for those incarcerated to help them change their life. We get letters, Agamador, we get letters every day in the mail because your content is being streamed all over the prisons in the United States, in over 40 states, and I think 400 facilities. People are watching your videos. You were kind enough to lend us your library of videos. They're watching your videos on their platforms. They have tablets in the facilities, and you know what they're saying? That you're their lifeline. That chess is their lifeline. You're their escape beyond the four walls of their prison cell. They might be in solitary confinement, but when they can get lost in a game of chess, their brain goes somewhere else. Not only are they learning critical skills that are going to help them be successful upon release, how to think strategically, how to plan, how to work hard towards something, really important skills. They're also having an escape from the tough realities that a lot of them experience. So chess is incredibly important in the prison. So we have the education led by Tunde, and he's been doing great work, and he'll be on here. Tony Ballard will be joining us as well, talking about chess in prisons. And we also have chess in the refugee communities. And we also have our director of refugee outreach. He's actually run a chess program in a refugee resettlement camp in Uganda. It's called the Raised Chess Academy. His name is Josh Julian, and he was a refugee himself, but he started a chess academy. And what better way to help integrate people that are new to a new country or a new community, that don't have any sort of home base, to connect them through a shared game like the game of chess. You don't need to speak the same language. You don't need to know anything, but you sit across that board. You're going to create human interactions. You're going to integrate these kids, and you're going to give these kids opportunities, very powerful opportunities. So the Gift of Chess is getting chess sets out globally. We hope to reach 1 million chess sets distributed by 2030, and we're doing it by distributing 1,000 chess sets to each country globally. Right now, we have 50,000 chess sets in Africa. We've already reached 12 countries in Africa with 1,000 chess sets each. And today, the stream really is about helping mobilize the chess community, the resources needed to get the additional 50,000 chess sets out to every country in Africa. We have countries lining up. They want the chess sets. We have contacts. We have the ability to get it done. We just need help with the resources to make it possible. And we're asking $5,000 per country will allow us to mobilize the chess sets that are already there. They're already paid for. They're sitting in a warehouse in Ghana. They're sitting in a warehouse in Kenya. And we need the resources to mobilize them, put them on plane, train, automobile, pay for the customs. And once they land in these countries, we need a budget to help distribute. We're doing micro distribution, which is 5 chess set gifts. So we get 1,000 chess sets, but they break them into 5. That reaches 200 institutions in a country. Now, when you're going to hear from South Sudan, when we gave them 1,000 chess sets into South Sudan, they're in the middle of tremendous challenges in their country. We landed 1,000 chess sets into Juba, and he said the chess sets that Gift of Chess provided was more chess sets than they had in their entire country. And these chess sets are
amazing.
They're going out to schools, orphanages, prisons. So that's where the Gift of Chess is. Today's all about us building upon what we've done. Like I said, we're in 12 countries, and you're going to hear from the ambassadors from each of these countries. But countries, now we're in Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, South Sudan. We're in Somalia, Tanzania, Zambia, Malawi, Zimbabwe, Seychelles, just to name a few. And we're going to reach all of Africa. They love chess. Chess is exploding on Africa. They don't have chess sets. And we're going to change that. We're going to give them the resource that they can start grassroots programs using the game of chess as a low-cost tool to provide change in the communities. And we're going to get it done. And I want to thank you once again for your generosity, letting your platform. We're a big fan of yours. We consider you the greatest person in the chess world, not because of your content, but for your heart and passion, your willingness to come alongside of us and give us the opportunity to speak today to a global audience. So thank you. Hopefully that was a brief update. I'll be introducing our team throughout the day, but I think hopefully that was a good overview, and I'll hand it back to you.
All right. I'm also very grateful to be a small part of your team. You know, you guys are basically doing all the work. I'm really informing people of your success. So I'm very glad to be this small part. But yeah, how many guests will be hearing from today?
Yeah, so we're gonna have an ambassador from each country. So each country we land, we have an ambassador they're responsible for the distribution in their country. So each country's ambassador will speak to you about what chess looks like in different countries, from across Africa and the United States. And then we'll have a couple of key guests. We'll have Abhimanyu Mishra, the youngest grandmaster in history, will come by and say hello. Tony Ballard, who's the director of prison outreach, will be on to say hello. We have the young 8-year-old chess champion from Abuja, Nigeria, Ivie Yurla. She was just featured today on the BBC and recently Reuters, and she's going to talk about her experience. We have Bernice Wambui out of Kenya. She was the U18 chess champion in Kenya, and she's only 12, and she's an incredible player, and also she's an ambassador for the gift of chess. Tyrone Davis from the United States, one of our founding board members, he'll be saying a couple of words. We actually have our recently appointed global head of the gift of chess, which I'll be introducing shortly. So yeah, I think we're gonna have an action-packed list of guests, and I hopefully you'll find their stories interesting and compelling, but also I think that you'll find their stories similar. I think that's the beauty of the game of chess, is the similarities of what we share is really the power and the strength of the game. So,
and some of them are also playing in the tournament, so they're going to be multitasking.
Yeah, we had a joke to see what country from our gift of chess was going to be the most well represented, and I was wondering what country was going to win the most top 25 finishes. And I heard Nigeria was pretty confident about this. A lot of people from Nigeria playing, but we have a lot of people from different countries in the world. So I think at the end of the tournament, I'm going to take a look at what country finished the most players in the top 25, and we'll do something special. Maybe we'll sing their national anthem on the next on the next stream in years to come.
Yeah, that will inspire others to also strive for that.
So can I can get started. I can introduce our first guest, unless you there's anything else that we need to take note.
No, basically the tournament is starting in 5 minutes. So the tournament will be running in the background. We're going to be focusing on the guests. The tournament is merely, usually whenever I have something on the channel, there's always a tournament in the background. So it's not going to be weird for anyone.
Yeah, it looks like we have almost 1,700 players. And I think we're 5 minutes out. I wouldn't be surprised if it climbs from there. But what an amazing group, and a lot of strong players as well. So I'm excited. I invited a lot of our coaches from New York City, and at first when I was talking, I said, "Hey, we're going to go out there and represent." And we were all the top players until about 24 hours ago. They all been bumped out of the top 10. Just shows the strength of this international event. And I want to call it it's the charity stream of the summer. And hopefully it won't only be a great chess tournament. I really hope that people listening will hear what we're doing and will be motivated and inspired to come alongside of us. This project is so large. It's so important. It's impacting so many lives. It's having generational impact that someone that hears this will say, "Hey, how can I help? How can I help?" And there's a million ways to help. But today's about a call to action. We've moved heaven and earth. We've given everything that we've had to this project, every bit of what each of us can offer. And we brought it so far, and to continue to move it forward, we need more and more people to come alongside us and be part of this gift of chess. It's a global project, and it represents all of us. All of us. This is the people's project, and it's for the people, by the people. And today's a call to action. So.
All right, there we go. All right, 3 minutes. 3 minutes until we start. Yeah, when I joined the tournament, I was of course leading the the tournament, but then maybe a couple of hours before the tournament. Now I'm number 100, I think. Let me just check. If I joined now, I can't even join. Oh no, I'm 278. Yeah, very nice.
And also, I was going to say, I think I shared is custom boards that have your YouTube channel on it. They have the gift of chess. We'll be giving those out today in support of generous donors. I think anybody that makes a donation over $250 towards a campaign will be happy to get a board out. I think you have a photograph of it. If not, I posted it on our Twitter account. But it's a beautiful custom board that was given to us for this event. And hopefully that'll be a nice little extra incentive. If you want to find out where the boards, it's called brioboards.com. They saw us online, and like I said, coming alongside us, they said, "Hey, we love what you're doing. Can we donate custom boards for this event?" And we said, "Surely." And so we appreciate them. So we'll share those, but we'll be giving those out for to recognize those that have been generous with the donations today as well.
Oh, that is very nice. Very nice. Possible to do great things from a small place. I just love that sentence.
Yeah. And you know, Tundi, who coined that phrase,
yeah.
I don't know if you've been following, but he recently had some medical issues where he had surgery.
Oh no, I did not hear that.
Yeah, but he's recovered and he's out of the hospital and he's back on his feet. If you can see, he posted a Twitter update, but he's learning how to walk again. He had to have a full hip replacement, I believe. He'll be on later, but he coined the phrase, and you know, he inspired, I would say, me in many ways to really come alongside of him and build upon the work that he did. But he said it's possible to do great things from a small place. And when I saw him under the bridge in Ashodi, you know, and the world was celebrating him, and he was saying it's possible to do great things from a small place. It really blew my mind. And if you look, I don't know if you can see the back of my shirt. You get the chest shirt, but
Ah, yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is.
We put it on the back of all of our shirts because that's how we believe. You know, it's possible to do great things from a small place. So.
Yeah, I actually tried to order the fila, their hat, but they don't. I can't do it from Croatia for some reason.
Yeah, I was lucky enough. Tyrone Davis, who's here, he flew from New York, from LaGuardia to Lagos International Airport with 500 chess sets, and I gave Tundi a Yankee hat, and so I gave him, because this is like my chess feel is the New York Yankee hat. I always wear that, and I gave him a Yankee hat in exchange for a chess feel. So Tyrone came back with one of the chess feelers, and I took a couple of pictures wearing the Nigerian hat when I was with Tyrone. So that was good fun, you know.
All right, so we've officially started. There we go. Let me just check if the games have started. Yes, they have. And there we go. Zhigalko Sergey versus Vladimirovich, first game. Let's check it out. Let me just fix the... There we go. Sorry about that. All right, I don't want the Licha sounds to be too loud. I think this will be okay. If they're too loud, just mention it in the comments. I'm just gonna fix that. Let me just, maybe we could do it even more a little bit. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna be tending to the tournament, and you are welcome to introduce our first guest, who will be talking to everyone.
Okay, very well. So thank you everybody for joining. It's going to be a great day. Charity chess tournament and stream in support of the Gift of Chess. Thank you, Agamador, for being a gracious host. Today I'm going to introduce many of our global team, people that represent our ambassadors in different countries and have supported our project along the way. The first guest I'd like to introduce is our recently announced global head of the Gift of Chess. For several years, we were really looking for someone to take our project to the next level, give us strong leadership and a strong voice, someone that we can rally behind. And several months ago, we connected with Susan Namangali from Malawi. She learned chess playing as a young child. I think she was gifted a chess set by the Peace Corps. And with that single chess set, it created incredible educational opportunities for herself. She went on to get a great education and at some point, obviously through the evolution, she was awarded the first ever female president of an African Chess Federation. And she wanted to travel the world and to really inspire a lot of people in her role as the African first female president from Malawi. We connected, and her experience, 30 years being in the chess community, being around leadership, and just being a true story of the impact of chess. We asked her to help lead us to our goal of reaching 1 million chess sets by 2030. And she's recently joined, but she's already hit the ground running. And I speak to her on a daily basis, and I'm couldn't be more excited for have her to help lead our project. So I'll invite her to kick off the event and say a couple words. So Susan, welcome, and the floor is yours.
Great.
Welcome,
good
Susan.
Morning. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited to join this stream. I must say that this is my first time to join, such a stream, and I'm super excited with the turnout that we have for this tournament. Well done, everyone that has joined. I must say that we're very happy to have everyone supporting what we're doing. As you know, that we have a goal of distributing 1 million chess sets globally. And right now, as Ras introduced, we've made strides. We have already reached 13 countries in Africa, and we are expanding very fast. And so we really need support. And so far, we're grateful for all the support that we're getting from from everyone. And the reason why we're also hosting this event, this tournament, is because we need support. And so I'm so excited that we have over 1,000 players from all over the world joining and being part of this event. I must say that I come from Malawi, as Ras said, and in Malawi as well, we call Malawi the warm heart of Africa. And with the lack of chess sets, and with the gift of chess, we have managed to introduce chess even to the hard to reach areas of our country in Malawi. And I know that in many countries where we are reaching out with the chess sets, we have beautiful and exciting stories that are coming up from our distribution or from our outreach. So thank you very much. Thank you, Agadmator, for hosting us, for hosting this stream, and thank you everyone for joining our event. Please keep sharing the universal language of chess. Keep being part of the event. We'll be reaching out to as many countries, and we hope to even meet some of you in the near future. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Susan.
We have a special guest. He's agreed to join. I think he's in the middle of a tournament, but he's coming off a real great run. He just finished the U.S. Junior Chess Championship and won clear first place. I think the U.S. Junior is the top tournament in the United States for players under 20, and he's only 14. I believe he's the top player in the world under 16, if I'm correct. Youngest grandmaster in the history of chess, and I think his next goal is to break 2,600, the youngest ever. But Grandmaster Abimanyu is here, and I'd like to give him a couple of minutes to say hello and to share some words of encouragement for the gift of chess.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here.
Hello, Abimanyu. How is everything?
Yeah, things are going fine. How about you?
Great as usual. I have the privilege of hosting this great event. Hope we reach a lot of people and maybe even acquire some sets for a country or two would be nice.
Definitely.
How was the tournament for you? You just finished your junior championship.
Yeah, juniors was. I won the tournament. I got clear first, but it definitely wasn't my best tournament. Like I got 6 out of 9, but I feel like in a couple of games I wasn't playing to my potential, and I was lost in 2 of the games.
Ah, okay. I actually thought that you were maybe afraid that it wouldn't even be a challenge for you. Since last time we've spoken, you said that definitely your goal was to become the youngest world champion ever. Is that still the goal?
Yes, hopefully.
Still the goal. How much time do you still have? I mean, what's the youngest in months?
Youngest world champion, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, the next I still have around like 4 or 5 years, I guess.
Oh, okay. So yeah, two is plenty. Like in 3, you could probably do it easily.
I'll try.
Yeah. So what's your rating currently?
Like 2590 around there.
Ah, okay. So closing in on 2600.
Yes.
What's the next event for you?
Yeah, as of now, I'm playing in the Summer Chess Classic. Things haven't been going so well as of now, but I'm hoping to bounce back.
And do you already have some plans for the year, or?
Yeah, after this, I'll be going to Spain for Spanish League, and after that, US Championship is the next couple tournaments.
Okay, so do you feel that you're already do you have the strength to be a 2600 player, and it's merely a matter of time, once you play some games?
Definitely.
What do you feel you still have to conquer to be able to, let's say, become a 2700 player?
I mainly suffer from consistency issues. Some days I play amazing, some days I play terribly.
Where does it usually go wrong? In the opening, or finding
it's
a game plan, or
like throughout the whole game? Like some days I'll see I'll be able to calculate like a lot more than usual, and some days I'm not able to see anything. Moves I would usually play in like 5 seconds. After spending 10 minutes, I won't play the same move.
And are you working alone, or do you have a coach?
I have coaches.
Coaches. And how does one train to overcome lack of consistency?
Well, I guess the main thing is that you have to always remain sharp. Always be ready with your openings, with your tactics, with just about everything.
And solve like 100 heavy problems every day.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
okay, 100 is
a lot.
debatable, but yeah.
Now, Abi, I know you have to run, but before you do run, do you have any words of encouragement for the gift of chess, or maybe anything you want to share and encourage other people to get behind what we are doing as a top player that really, I think, believes in the game of chess with the power? Any words before you head out?
Sure. The Gift of Chess is an amazing movement. I'm honored to be associated with them. I mean, spreading chess all around the world in such fashion is incredible. One advice I would give young players is that as long as you work hard and you plan everything and you execute it well, anything is possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhimanyu. Very well put.
Thank you. Abhimanyu is represents the Gift of Chess. When he plays and travels, I think he encourages people to learn more about what we're doing and support us. And we need visible people and leaders in the chess community to really lend their platform and voice. And Abhimanyu has done just that, and he's been an incredible success. Even just in the last several years of working with him, his hard work and his consistency and his commitment to the game and to excellence into our program has been amazing. So thank you, Abhi, and thank you for joining, and good luck in all of your events.
Thank you.
So we have another special guest. It's a friend that I think in some ways we were both highlighted through his work, and he did an incredible amount of work and research and deep dive into the chess community and the historical context, and just really incredible work in some senses in an academic sense. Howard Burton, who's a filmmaker amongst other things, he recently published a book called Chess Essays that I encourage you guys all to check out, and also a 4-part documentary series that is called Through the Mirror of Chess, a Cultural Exploration. I asked him to come because through all of his research, I don't know if he came from as the angle of being a chess player, but he certainly probably knows more about chess than most of us on this stream after his deep dive into the chess world. So I invited him to come and just share, I think, his thoughts on the Gift of Chess project and the importance of chess as an outreach tool. So thanks for joining, Howard.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thanks very much for having me, and hello to everyone. Hello to you, Russ, who I've come to know quite well through the last little while, and also Agamador, I think, who does a fantastic job, and Lichess as well as a platform. They also do a great job, and they were, they were also involved in, as you say, the research that I did. So, shall I just blather on, or do you want to ask me something more specific, or do you want me just to get going?
Well, I know that you published a piece on chess.com about the importance and the reasons why chess is such a great tool for empowerment globally. So maybe just a quick recap on your experiences on why the gift of chess is an important outreach, and maybe encourage people to really, it's not just chess, it's a humanitarian effort. And if you care about education, if you care about refugees and rehabilitation and opportunities, and you care about prison reform, then support the gift of chess. And that, maybe give us a little bit of a background on that.
Sure. So I'll give you a background on how I got involved in this project, and I'll culminate with the remarkable transformative social empowerment opportunities that are associated with chess, which frankly floored me and took me completely by surprise. And in particular, what you guys are doing at the Gift of Chess. And there's a reason why you played such a strong role in the film and also in the book, because we don't know each other. I've never met you before this. Well, we know each other now, but I didn't meet you before this whole project. And what I was interested in doing, why I was interested in doing a large project on chess, wasn't so much because I was the biggest fan of chess or the most fanatical chess player. I've played chess my whole life. It was something that I've always been captivated by and that I thought was particularly special. But the reason I was interested in doing this project was because chess is something that has an enormous cultural impact, and not just a cultural impact today across different parts of the world, but over time. For 1,500 years, it's had remarkable, not just as a game being played, but also culturally. It's manifested itself in everything from political allegories to romance, to linguistics, to artificial intelligence, to computers. And I thought, what a really cool project to trace that, not just trace the history of the game, which I think a lot of chess players are reasonably familiar with, but also chase its impact, chase its influence in different societies, really put into perspective what it actually has done in terms of not just the game itself, but how it's impacted hearts and minds and thoughts. And it turns out that story is just unbelievably fascinating and much deeper than I had imagined. So as I built this project out, I had first thought more about doing it historically, but what I did is I bookended it. So the first part is not really historical. It just talks about chess and societal stereotypes and misunderstandings about that. And it features, a lot of the stuff that Hollywood gets wrong that every chess player knows about, and why it has these stereotypes that don't actually really bear out, and also what it does do, what it is significant for it. And I think some of these ideas, including the variability of the game, is something that people don't appreciate. Then I talked about the history in the second and third part, and all of these things that is far too numerous to mention, but it's really remarkable in terms of diversity and impact in a wide variety of cultures, not just Western European culture and not just from a specific time. Really, it's really at a global level. And then the last film is all about contemporary impact. And it's divided into two areas. It's divided into how we can get a sense of current cultural norms and current beliefs and current attitudes and values through chess. That's the first half. And then the second half is all about, well, are there any chess programs? Is chess actually being used very concretely and very practically in a way that has a cultural resonance today? And it turns out there are two things that really stand out. And the first is, again, I don't have to tell anybody listening to this stream, that chess is hugely popular and has made the transition to an enormous global part of the sports and entertainment complex. And again, we're sitting on this stream with people who are contributing to that, and it is just enormously popular, and enormously popular for a reason, because of the game itself, because of its intricacy, because of the fact that with a lot of hard work and effort, anybody can actually become reasonably competent, and many people can really become great. It's a wonderful leveler in terms of ability to achieve the highest possible levels. And that's melded so well with technology and the internet and so forth and so on, as again, and videos and YouTube that we don't have to dwell on here, but everybody is familiar with. So that's one aspect that's really, really interesting, and that makes it play such a strong role. but the other is in terms of its social impact, direct social impact, in terms of education, in terms of prisons, and in terms of social empowerment. These are things that I highlighted in the film because they really stood out. I had a little idea about some of the things that might be able to be done or that might be being done in the chess world or in the world through chess, but I had no idea of the extent of it. And it turns out the extent is remarkable. I mean, I can't think of something which is being used as a way of empowering people, as a way of giving people pride, as a way of being able to enable them to develop, as a way of enabling them to have confidence. It is the leveler that really, I mean, everybody in the world should pay attention to this, independent of whether or not you're a chess player. This is an opportunity for people anywhere in the world to be able to not only master a game, it's much more than that. It's the ability to develop confidence, the ability to be able to compete, the opportunity to be able to engage in something intellectual, high level, and give themselves the necessary motivation to be able to not only excel at chess, but also excel at life. I know this sounds a bit like a cliche, but it's really true. And what you guys are doing is just phenomenally important, because I think one of the things that's a dirty little secret that everybody knows is that people in impoverished communities, and that certainly includes some people in Africa, but it includes people in throughout the world. It includes people in Asia. It includes people in the United States. It includes people all over the place. And one of the things that's a really inhibiting factor for them is this sense that, well, the game is rigged. You know, I can't compete. I can't elevate myself. I don't have any money. I don't have any opportunity. I don't have a sense, because I've been born in the wrong place, the wrong time, under the wrong circumstances. There's no way for me to be able to be successful in the world. And the wonderful thing about chess is that that's so manifestly untrue, that if you have the opportunity to become familiar with this game, you have the opportunity to be able to get the resources through things like Lichess. You don't even have to pay any money. You just need to have an internet connection now, and you can work hard and you can get better, and you can start having belief in yourself that all of a sudden there's an opportunity for you to partake in a level playing field. And for many of these people, it's the first time they've had this opportunity to do that. So it not only transforms them in terms of their opportunities to be great chess players, it transforms them in the opportunity to be completely successful at whatever it is that they choose to do in life. And so I can't think of anything that's actually more significant. And as you said, it costs basically nothing. I mean, the amounts of money that we're talking about for you to be able to do, it costs something for you and your budget. It costs something for all the players here if they want to donate some money. Obviously, I'm not trivializing that. But on the overall scheme of things, when you compare it to, my God, international aid budgets, I mean, it's a joke. The impact that is being made through chess is the most cost-efficient thing that you can possibly imagine. There is nothing more cost-efficient than that. There is nothing more significant than that. And there is nothing that's more feasible than that. So, you know, I'm just so impressed by the potential that's involved here. This is something that can be done. It should be done. And, you know, God willing, it will be done if enough people can draw attention to this, as you are doing. And the power of what it is that you're doing is just formidable. And I think that sooner or later, people are going to really start paying attention on a global scale. You should be, you know, you should be a hero, man. I mean, you should be on the Time Magazine's Man of the Year. And then things will change. So hopefully this will start the ball rolling.
That was beautiful.
Thank you, Howard. That's why I asked you to come and speak. You've been around a lot of projects and you've done a lot of research, and I think your independent conclusion was the power of chess that we've all come to know. It's low cost, it's transformative. There's no good reason why not to do it, because of all the money that we spend on so many different types of projects globally. Now, I know people are saying it's not food, but you give someone the capacity to think, that's powerful. And they can think for a lifetime. You give someone an intellectual identity, you give someone confidence and pride, you connect them to a network. Those are important. Food's important. Clothing's important. Housing's important. But there's no reason not to do chess at scale. It's low cost and it can provide a tremendous amount of tools that will lead. It's a gateway to prosperity. And I think we've seen that a million times in the stories that we tell, in the lives of our own lives. We've all experienced that. So thank you, Howard. I encourage people to check out your book and your movie. I found it completely compelling. And just from an enjoyment perspective, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I also wanted to tell you before we move on is that your content, your 4-part documentary series is being enjoyed by those incarcerated across the United States. I think you probably are aware of that, but we're getting feedback that they're completely intrigued and compelled and inspired by the work that you are doing, and you're having a great impact on so many lives, and the work that you do is really meaningful. So thank you so much.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you. If I have impact in that way, it's certainly due to you. Maybe I can just say two more things before I go about the prison thing. One of the things that I wrote about, and is that not only is chess, I think, really important for prisoners in terms of their opportunity to develop skills and to be thinking and so forth. And I had the good fortune to be able to talk to people like you, talk to people like Tom Dart, talk to people like Carl Portman and so forth, who were doing wonderful work in chess in prisons. But I think one of the great things about chess in prisons is for people who aren't in prison, it makes them think, what are we actually trying to do in prison anyway? Is it working? Is it? So it's a really important social issue. This isn't, of course, to do strictly with chess, but it's a wonderful starting point to get people to start thinking, well, what should we be doing? What is really the point of prison? Is it working? Is it not working? How is it that we are trying to rehabilitate people? Can we rehabilitate people? Can we inspire them? What should we be doing? And Tom Dart said it very well when he talked about in Cook County Jail, which is the prison that he runs. He said chess in prisons is a thing that's been going on, for years and years in some form or fashion all over the place. But most of the time, it's just killing time. Most of the time, they just throw it out there because they just want people to, not kill themselves or whatever it is. There's no effort made whatsoever to actually try to engage with people. And what he was doing was trying to do exactly that. And other people have taken up that ball. And I think it really has transformative social impact. The other thing I just want to say is, just to reiterate to people something that you've said many times when you said now it's not food. Okay, it's not food, but it's not supposed to be food. And Tunde Onakoya, I think, said it really well when he said, and I had the good fortune to meet him through this project as well, that chess gives people an identity. It enables them to have belief in themselves. It gives them something that they didn't have before. And if you just go somewhere and you just give people a handout or you give them a little bit of food or something, I'm not denigrating, obviously, people who are doing that sort of thing, but it's not sustainable, because what you have to do in order to really address social change, you have to give the people who are suffering the belief that they can, and the belief and the opportunity to be able to overcome that situation that they're in. You have to give them, you have to empower them, or you have to lead them to a situation where they can empower themselves. And if you just throw stuff at them, however, well-meaning that is, and of course, in many cases, it is extremely well-meaning, but that's not going to lead to systematic change. The way you get to systematic change is to empower those people. And one of the things that I have found through my research and through meeting people such as yourself is that chess is a magnificent, almost independently magnificent way of empowering those people so that they can change their own lives. And that's so important. And I think that people really have to identify with that, recognize that, and enable you to be able to achieve your goal of doing that. I don't know how you have time to actually run a business, which you also do on the side, but I think that's something that should be recognized, and I think people here should really support it. So anybody listening to this should really dig down and say, you know what, I have $5 or $10 or whatever it is to be able to enable this to happen, because if everybody does that, then you can really have transformative social change through chess.
Thanks, Howard. And like Howard said, if you're listening, we have 50,000 chess sets in Africa. We've mobilized across multiple countries, but we're calling you to help support us. We need resources to move these chess sets from our distribution centers in Ghana and in Kenya to get them into the hands of the countries. We're going to reach all of Africa, but we need the resources and your support. And it's an incredible, powerful tool. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to start introducing some people from our team in Africa that are going to tell you some of the work that's being done, and encourage you to come alongside us and support. The first person he just joined, he's from a refugee camp in Uganda. He founded the Raised Chess Academy. His name is Mailey Julian. He's a refugee himself, and he's found it to be his life's work to give that to other refugees in his community. And I'm going to ask him if he's available, if he can unmute and say a couple words. Josh Julian, are you here? Good.
Yes, hi, Rose. I'm here. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to join this live stream. And I'm really honored to be speaking to you all. My name is Mailbox Julian Josh, and I am the founder of Raised Chess Academy, a community that supporting children, refugee children here in Nakivale Refugee Settlement in Uganda. We are really blessed to be working together with the Gift of Chess, which has been able to support our refugee community here and also globally. Yes, all of you are really supporting those marginalized refugee children and those with who are not been able, who have lost their hopes before. With all your support, we are able to regain. I'm a refugee myself, and being here, being part of this team, that is because of what chess is all about and what opportunity is all about to give me. Before I started Raised Chess Academy, I was facing a lot of challenges together with my family. We lost our father, which was a moment of depression and a moment which we wouldn't want any child to face. But because of chess, we were able to grow, to pass through it. And right now, I'm able to extend that benefit that I got from chess to others. And of course, with all of you, we are able to achieve and reach where we need to be. Thank you so much. And looking forward to speak to you again in other live shows. Thank you.
Thank you, Mylan.
Agamador, do you want to give any updates on the competition? Anything interesting going on?
Okay, we've just finished this game. A Grandmaster Pro move from Planet Earth. He does not have a country. Let me just check who that is. Vladimir Zakartsov has just won a very nice game. And okay, let's check out the standings now. So leading the tournament, even though there are many Grandmasters playing, is actually FIDE Master from Armenia, Rob. I do not know this nickname. Robert Piliposian. So he is just destroying everyone, and now he lost the game after maybe winning 10 in a row. Then we have an unrated gentleman who is in second place, which is absolutely incredible. Currently facing off against Penguin. Then we have the Penguin in number 3, that's Andrew Tang, of course. Then Harsha Baratakoti, we've shown a game he played, I think it was 2 days ago in the FIDE World Cup. Then we have Blue Car, also unrated, a very bad player, also unrated. Very, very interesting turn of events. So many unrated players in the top 10. Ohanyan, also from Armenia. Then we have Alex Sakayan, also from Armenia. Tunartank, Azerbaijan, but also unrated, and Splendid Kid from India. But yeah, we are well over 2,000 players. We are at 2,500 players, so pretty incredible stuff.
Natalie, could you give us an update on the charity side? Have we how are we doing on the fundraising?
Let me just check if my software is updating it. We are currently we have just crossed 10% of our goal. We are currently at $1,200 out of the 10,000. So if anyone if anyone likes the initiative, if anyone loves what we've just heard, and I was very impressed. I mean, you're more than welcome to contribute, and let's try and reach the goal, and let's try and make this happen. So 10,000 will reach 2 countries, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna call my next guest. we have two countries that are lined up that have been waiting. One is, I believe, Rwanda and South Africa. They're coming out of Kenya under the leadership of Phyllis. And Phyllis on the call. So I'm going to give her a chance to say a couple of words. And then Phyllis's daughter, Bernice, will also have a chance to say a couple of words. So if Phyllis or Bernice are here, you guys, you can join and share some updates what's coming out of Kenya.
Hello.
Hi, Phyllis.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing well. How's Bernice enjoying the tournament?
Yeah, she's playing.
Good. So
Yeah.
maybe just we're raising money obviously to distribute to additional countries. Maybe you want to share with the countries that we've already distributed from out of Nairobi and what countries that we are prepared to ship to once, hopefully after this stream we could have some resources to mobilize the next several countries.
Okay, so far we've done Nigeria, Ghana, Malawi was the first batch for this 2023. We have South Sudan, Seychelles, Somalia, Uganda, Tanzania, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. In lineup, we have Botswana waiting, Ethiopia, South Africa, Congo, Lesotho, and Eswatini in the waiting.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to just share a little bit of the process of what it looks like to ship from our distribution in Kenya to these countries? Give people a little understanding of what it looks like to logistically to get these sets to the countries.
Okay, to get the chess sets get to a country, of course we have to get them from the warehouse, from the storage that they are in currently after shipping from the main manufacturer. So we normally pack them in thousands to get them to the main distributor, who is in Nairobi mostly. The storage is not so far away from Nairobi. And the logistics, first we have to check mostly whether it's the country is accessible by road. If not, we work on the logistics by air. And after that, we make arrangement to send to a country. So we take them to the airport. They are packed and they pass through the customs to now be delivered to the country of dispatch. So the logistics range from close to $2,000 to get to a country by air, and close to around $1,500 by road. Yes.
And then Phyllis, a little bit about some of these countries that there's not only the transportation, but there's the custom duties on receipt, correct?
Yes. Once for export, once they leave Kenya, mostly there are no duties, but on adding to any country, they are subjected to customs, and it ranges from different countries. They have different policies for anything coming in. So it has been ranging between 1,000 to 2,000, depending on the country and their custom policies for their 1,000 chassis.
Well, Phyllis, thank you so much for your efforts. You've they nicknamed you the Iron Lady of Africa, and you've really been the lead on making sure chess sets are getting into communities from the very beginning. So we thank you. Now, Agamator, if you do have a chance, I sent you a link showing some of the
Yeah,
distribution.
yeah, yeah. We are ready to go.
Can we show that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Chess is a game that has been played for centuries and is enjoyed by people all over the world. However, not everybody has access to the equipment needed to play the game. We're excited to announce that we've received 25,000 chess sets to distribute in different countries around Africa. Through the generosity of the gift of chess, we are able to spread the wings of chess and provide children with the opportunity to learn and play the game. Our goal is to make chess accessible to everyone, regardless of their background or economic situation. We are working with local organizations, children's home, willing individuals and schools to identify areas where we can grow the love of the game and they become the ground soldier to teach. We've seen firsthand the positive impact that chess can have on people's lives. It's a game that teaches patience, discipline, and perseverance. It's also a great way to meet new people and make friends. We're excited to be able to provide less privileged communities opportunities to learn and play chess. We believe that everyone should have the chance to experience the benefits of playing chess. Join us in our mission to spread the wings of chess in Africa. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of children everywhere.
Yeah, really puts it into perspective. Someone has to do all the work.
Now, with that being said, we have 20,000 sets that have also arrived in Ghana and are being prepared for distribution across West Africa. So I'd like to ask Charles from Ghana to share some updates and talk to us about some of the work that's happening in Ghana. So Charles, if you're here, you can come say hello.
Hi, Ross. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Charles.
Yes, good to connect to all of you. We are so excited here to have received 20,000 chess sets to be donated to the West Africa sub-region. As I speak now, they would be cleared hopefully by Wednesday, and we'll start dispatching. We have already received 1,000 chess sets for Ghana, and it was distributed across 16 regions. And we are all so happy because there are lots of places without chess sets. And this is a treasure for all of us. Now it's not going to be only Ghana, but it's going to be Benin, it's going to be Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Malawi, Mauritania, Niger. We hope that there'll be peace in Niger soon. Nigeria, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Togo, all these countries are expecting to receive their 1,000 sets. It does cost a lot in terms of logistics to distribute. And so we are adding our voices to all good and well-meaning people across the globe to help make this a reality and share the burden and share the joys together. And we are grateful for those who have made it possible so far. And we can say, all we want to say, God bless you. God bless you. Yeah. Am I on silent?
Oh. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, thanks, Charles.
Your work
great,
is
great.
Your work is just beginning. 20,000 to mobilize across West Africa is going to be an incredible project. And I always say it's going to have generational impact. You're going to impact millions of lives with the single act of getting chess sets into the community. One chess set can change the dynamics of a whole community. 5 chess sets can lead to a chess club and chess program in an entire school or prison facility or refugee camp. And imagine doing that times hundreds, times hundreds, times hundreds. And chess sets don't disappear, and they don't disintegrate, and they don't go bad. I mean, they'll live on forever, and these chess sets will reach hands for years to come, and the stories are yet to be told, and the impact may not be known in our lifetime. So thank you, Charles. I do have a special guest that just joined. He's coming out of Wichita, Kansas in the United States. He's our director of prison outreach at the Gift of Chess. Just this past year, he was provided the opportunity to travel the entire state of Kansas as a Gift of Chess representative. He went to all 8 statewide facilities across the state of Kansas, running USCF chess championships at each of the facilities, distributing chess sets, sharing the power of chess. And then it culminated in the first ever online state championships. All the winners of each facility played against each other on an online state championship. And do you know that we're going to build upon it? And hopefully in the coming years, we'll make it a national championship where every facility in the United States will have a chess championship, and all those facilities will play in a state championship, and all the states will play in a national championship. And we'll really use chess as a rehabilitation tool to change so many lives of those incarcerated. So I'd like to give the floor to my good friend, Tony Ballard, joining us from Kansas, and he'll share about a little bit of our work and encourage you guys to support us as well. So thank you, Tony.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here with everyone. We're all doing great works, imparting on a great mission, a great journey through this game called chess that we love so much, and how it can really impact and change the lives of everyone. And is that Ivy over there? Hey, Ivy. Hey. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing that we, speaking of Ivy, prime example of the impact of chess and how great it is and how super powerful it is. I've always spoke to my colleagues, my friends, about chess and the healing powers that chess has. And so, we're all here today just giving a piece of ourselves and our time to really spread the word and spread the gift of chess to all globally, nationwide and worldwide. Right here in Kansas, we've been working with implementing chess programming in Kansas Department of Corrections as a cognitive rehabilitation tool. For those that don't know my story, I used chess during my 20 plus years in prison just to help develop thinking skills, to really challenge and change the way that I thought, the way that I decided, made choices. Because when I first came into prison, I was very impulsive. I made a lot of very costly decisions based upon just being impulsive. And that was fueled by drugs. It was fueled by just emotionally driven. But the more and more I began to play the game of chess, the more the game just had me to slow down and think about my moves. And being that I'm competitive, I hated to lose. And so it required me to really be more patient with my thoughts and my decisions. And once I applied that on the chessboard, I started having great success. And so I said to myself, well, let's try this in my own life. And so I began to just be patient, be more strategic, and just deciding and making choices and decisions rather than being impulsive and making those quick choices and decisions that impact my life. And obviously it's impacted my life. That impulsive choice in 2003 impacted my life for the last 20 plus years. But the great thing about it is that as being an experiment in my own, being a guinea pig in my own experiment, we found out that it works. And now we're pushing to get chess in these prisons and use it as a tool to help the prison environment. A lot of guys in prison are fighting. They're making impulsive decisions because they're fueled up on anger. They're fueled up they're very emotionally driven. And not only that, they have a very high impact of drugs in prison. And so a lot of them are still addicted to drugs. We give them the game of chess, and it drives them away from doing that, because in prison you get bored with the monotonous of just, you wake up, you work, you go to sleep. You wake up, you work, you go to sleep. It's the same thing in and out every day. It's the same. There's nothing new. And then there's all the drama that happens around in the prison environment that people can get drawn into. And so having the game of chess, having an activity that can take your mind away from your environment, away from prison, is an escape in itself. I play chess for hours and hours on end during the day, just to escape what was going on in the environment. I look up and I started playing chess at 9 a.m. It's 5 o'clock p.m., you know, and I'm focused on the board. I'm not focused so much on all the bickering and the fighting and the conflict and the things that's going on around me, because I'm so focused on my choices and decision making on the board, and I'm having a blast while I'm doing it. I'm having so much fun. Hi, Susan. And big ups to Susan, you know, my colleague, my friend, my sister. She's doing great work over there. Phyllis, being a part of Gift of Chess, Russell, this vision that you have, you know, you brought us all together, all up under the game of chess. You know, we love the game. We all know the importance of it, and so we're here because of this game. But the vision and bringing it together as one, Russell and Tyrone, I have a family now. Like, you guys are my family. You know, I love you guys because of what you're doing. I love you guys because of your outstanding character. You know, the sacrifice that you made, the trials and tribulations that you've been through, the smiles that you see on the children's faces when we provide them with these chess boards. We're making a big impact. We're changing the world. And I believe that we can, you know, Russell, we can win the Nobel Peace Prize. You know, we can do something awesome, you know. But, you know, being in the gang, growing up, Russ, I was in a gang, you know, a Hoover Crip gang out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, North Side. And when you're in a gang, you sacrifice a lot for that gang. You sacrifice your family, you sacrifice your friends, you sacrifice your time. You know, I've spent 25 plus years in prison as a result of being loyal to a gang, you know. But when I look at the Gift of Chess and my colleagues and my families over here, we are a gang too. And we're a gang that's out here changing the world. You know, we're doing something positive. And we in it together. And just like I was loyal to that gang and that environment that didn't mean anything to me, it wasn't loyal to me, I pledge my allegiance and my loyalty to the Gift of Chess, and I want to work with you all and continue this effort that we're doing.
Thank you, Tony. That was incredible, and you've inspired so many people all over the world. As the director of the prison outreach, your stories and your leadership now has prison outreach in so many countries. I know we're doing stuff in Nigeria, in the prisons, in Malawi, and in Kenya, and all over the world. And you know, the stories that we tell have the ability to impact the world. And thank you for leading from the front, leading by example. And I just want to ask Agamador to show a quick clip of some of the work that Tony's done in the state of Kansas.
Sure. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, here we go.
Hey, Russell, I'd like to know if you could share some of those letters that we get showing thanks and appreciation to Agamador.
Tony, they're streaming a video. Just one sec.
Oh.
So just starting off, man, I just most definitely want to give thanks to our Secretary of Corrections, Jeff Zamuda, man. I seen him at the Wichita Work Release, gave him an elevator pitch real fast, real quick, told him about the project, and he signed up and got on board with it and reached out to Captain Oneth, and here I am. This is our 4th facility. I've been to Hutch, Winfield, El Dorado, and now here. This is a great project, a great idea. The whole goal, the whole mission behind it is to get chess implemented in prisons nationwide, to where we can use chess as a cognitive rehabilitation tool to help us change our thinking, help us develop essential skills like problem solving, decision making, critical thinking skills. All these skills are skills that can be translated into your life and help you to be successful. So our mission is to
start here in Kansas first. Like I said, we've been to 4 facilities. We're going to several more. And to get it as a program credit. I would like to see chess in prison as a program credit where people will participate and they'll be able to get time knocked off their sentence for participating in the program. We'll come in behind them. We'll come in before it started, give them some surveys, fill out the surveys. Them surveys to gauge what their problem-solving skills, what their decision-making skills is, what their critical thinking skills is, and then after the program will come back with another survey, and that survey will highlight how well they've been taught, how well the chess has translated. 25-minute clock, 5-second delay, meaning once the start, you hit it, you stop yours, you start his. He hits it, he stops his, he starts yours. Just so happy to be able to bring the gift of chess to those incarcerated in my state, because the whole purpose behind being able to bring this game is for people to develop a habit of good decision making, good problem solving, and being able to make those choices on the fly, make those choices in spontaneous situations and good moments. A lot of us, including myself, when we got incarcerated, one thing that we did was we made impulsive or rash decisions. And speaking for myself, that has cost me 25 plus years of my life. It's cost me relationships with my family, my friends, and my loved ones. And now that I play the game of chess, now that I understand how important it is to think first, to be responsive, and to make good, sound choices and decisions based off my observation and all the information that I've analyzed, I am able to apply that to my life. And I can say now today that I put a plan together, and that plan is to get chess into all prisons in the United States of America, to where men and women can use this game and become effective thinkers and listeners and creative skill makers. So those of you that are out there, you see what we're doing, I ask you to come alongside us and help us advance this initiative.
I compare life to chess.
Yeah.
There's 64 squares on this board, and I compare everything in life to chess. Every move I do in life is moving off of a chessboard. I just wake up every day and I strive every second of my life not to be put in checkmate.
Just make you sit back and think about your moves before you actually do them, you know what I'm saying? Chess is a thinking man's game, and here, if you want to survive this time, you got to think about your actions.
Very nice, beautiful video.
Yeah, it really highlights the important work, and Tony's done a great job, and it's growing, it's expanding, and we've got a lot of support from the government now in the state of Kansas to build upon that. So that's exciting. Next guest I'd like to invite is our young superstar. She was featured recently on Reuters, and today she actually was featured on the BBC. She's 8 years old. Her name is Ivy, and she's out of Abuja in Nigeria. She's got a big smile on her face, and she's been spending all of her time traveling across her home city and sharing the gift of chess, and she's inspired so many people across the world, and she's done an incredible job. So I'd like to see if she's around. She can come say a couple of words.
Mm-hmm.
Ivy, you got to unmute. We see you, but you got to unmute. We can't hear you. There you go.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, can you hear us? Okay, as she gets her
Yeah,
microphone.
I think it's a signal issue.
Yeah, so we'll move on. Next person I want to, he's our ambassador, and he's doing great work across the country of Zambia. We've recently traveled alongside of him, and he's taken to the entire country, and he's doing great work. We asked Prosper to come say a couple of words about the outreach in Zambia.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
My name is Prosper. Sam from Zambia. We recently received 1,000 chassis from the Gift of Chess that we are distributing in various facilities like schools, prisons, orphanages, refugee camps. And the messages that we've been receiving from these recipients are so amazing. And I'm really happy to work with the Gift of Chess as we share the same goal of spreading the universal language of chess. I am a school chess instructor, and I've been seeing some challenges that we've been facing in Zambia, and seeing that the Gift of Chess is doing a magnificent global activity of distributing chess sets in different countries. I also reached out to them to request for this. And so far, I have distributed in, I would say, 4 provinces. And we've also introduced chess in the libraries so that, we can expand the reach of chess in different communities. People can go in the libraries and access those chesses as they are free for the public. And the public are now enjoying that. They've seen an increased number of people visiting the libraries. And of course, they're appreciating and loving the game in these facilities. And in the orphanages that we've visited so far, there are children there who have never even seen a chessboard before. And when you go there, you show them how the chess looks like and the pieces. And they're so much willing to learn the game of chess and also to benefit from the game of chess, because, it isn't just a game that is supposed to be played for fun. Quite okay. There are so many skills that we learn from chess. Some of them we don't even know that they're coming from chess. Meanwhile, it's chess that is teaching you so many lessons that well, they are so more important to individuals. And I'm really glad to, our partners and donors out there that are making it possible for us here. It's from the people to the people. So it's just a magnificent work that is being put in to see change in children, and also, to encourage critical thinking and analytical skills in schools. It's all magnificent. There's nothing more I would ask for except for working with the Gift of Chess. And I would also like the people out there to come on board and help us with this initiative, as it is something that is supposed to benefit people. We are seeing children that are abusing drugs in our communities, and we are now developing some centers for those children to stop the abuse of drugs and be kept busy with chess, And we are yet to also excel in doing some other programs that we are drafting at the moment. And hopefully I'll be able to talk about that in our next live stream. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prosper, for all the incredible works that you're doing. To move it along, I'd like to ask our ambassador from Uganda, Ronald, to say a couple of words about the updates of what's going on in Uganda, and maybe some words for inspiration, encouraging people to come alongside us in support.
Hey, good evening from the Pearl of Africa. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. We can hear you.
All right, so blessed to have you guys on board. I can see Tony, my boss, Emmanuel, Ras, blessings, the Iron Lady, and the whole team is on. So thank you so much. So Jacob, muting. So my role is to thank you guys for the great works you're doing, and personally, I'm going to because I would love to speak of the works we've been doing, but I would rather the works speak for themselves, and I'll speak about what the works have done. Yeah. So the works we've done have transcended time, have bent norms and beliefs. They've created longer tables and bridges so that people could have beautiful conversations. They've ignited a feel in communities because, to be specific, I'll give an example of the recent projects we've had. We've visited a school that has 1,800 kids. Yeah. And in the school, like, education is not much of a thing. Yeah. Due to to some circumstances and stuff. So chess did something really special because it was the first time the community heads, the parents, the kids, and the teachers got together in one meeting. Yeah. So as to see how best can they work together, to see how best can this thing change the community, like how can it impact the community. Yeah. So we've seen chess take people from zero to hero. Yeah. And we've seen chess create outliers like the famous queen of country, Fiona. So chess has been so vital in lives of people. Yeah. So it has really created a very, very good feel, and it's a really very good tool. So that being said, I'll speak on the part where I want you guys to come and support us. Yeah. So I'm sure we've been all talking about the support and stuff, and you're wondering, okay, so why should we help? Yeah, because you've been seeing the works we're doing online and stuff, and you're like, why should we help? Because maybe you've contributed before to other organizations and you've seen the same problems over the years. Yeah. But when you observe our content, we are not just posting shabby kids from remote communities of Africa. No. We are posting potential. We are treating potential. We are treating greatness. We are treating what can be. We are treating the future in the present. You see, because in chess, there's a saying that a pawn can become a queen, but with a gift of chess, what I've come to learn in the years I've been involved in that project is, in chess, with a gift of chess, it's not just a queen. It's the ability of a pawn to become what it wants. Because when it crosses, it can become a rook, I know I can't explain that the chess community, they know, but that's what the gift of chess is all about. The gift of chess has detached itself from the idea of bringing the solution, but it's part of the solution. Yeah. So I know you guys have helped before, have contributed before to causes, and I don't want to stand and say this is different. But if you take time to observe beyond the narrative and see the exact idea, then you learn that there's a difference in the approach. Because we're not all about the solution. All we're doing is we're selling a simple concept. You guys, from wherever you are, maybe you face your own, you have your own experiences with communities and stuff. What we're saying is you have the power to become. You have the potential to become. All you need to do is to learn how best to maneuver. And what we are doing, we are bringing just one simple set, 64 squares and 32 pieces. And we're saying, okay, so you're the pawn, but you can actually become one of the pieces. on the first or seventh rank. So you just need to know how to juggle on these 64 squares, which is your day-to-day life, and then you can learn how best to go ahead. So that's what we're doing. And we are not saying that, like, okay, we're going to teach you first the basics, and we're going to like create a community, which is good. But we realize that, okay, you might not become like a Magnus Carlsen, but you have the skills actually. You can critically think, you can analyze, you can observe, and you can apply that in your day-to-day life. And we're saying, okay, in there, we are building a community, because with chess, what I've come to learn, like, it's a community of well-educated, respected, and influential people. And we're saying, okay, in this community we are building in the specific countries, you can actually go in that community and you say, the moment you say, I'm a chess player, you already have a community, you have a family. Yeah. So, like, there's no way you can fail. There's no way you can fail. Because what you need first, you have the skills, like 21st century skills, and you have a community. So all you need to say is, hey, I'm here, I'm part of the community, here's how you can help me, and you already have someone to hold your hand. So imagine we've done that in 12 countries, and we're saying, no, we've not even scratched the surface. We want to be everywhere in Africa by 2030, and we want to spread the gift of chess by giving 1 million chess sets. Yeah. So what we're saying is, with $5,000, you can actually like support what I've just talked about in a different country. So it's not a matter of taking a chessboard in a country. It's a matter of telling a story of the country, giving the power and the tools to the community to tell its own stories. So it's bigger than a chessboard. The chessboard is just a tiny piece. And just imagine like what influence you can have on those people by just joining on and contributing. So come be part of us, come see potential, come believe with us that it's possible to do great things from a small place. But therein, we have to believe in humanity to a point of action. Yeah. So if you're fed up of seeing like little kids with mucus from remote communities in Africa, and you really want to see how a pawn can become a king, you know where to put your money. It's on the gift of chess.
Thank you. Thank you, Ronald. That was incredible. Every time that you speak, I'm always inspired by your words. And with that being said, I have a good friend of mine. He's here. He has to leave, but he'll say a couple words. He was one of the lost boys of Sudan. If you guys have followed the story, he experienced a tremendous amount of challenges and tragedy in his life, but he learned a game of chess by a single chess set in a camp in Kenya. And through that single chess set, he found a new home and a new community, and he became a United States chess master. He's now in the United States teaching chess and spreading the gift of chess, and his name is Major. I'd like him to say a couple words before he has to go.
All right. How is everybody? Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Hello, Major.
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah. So my name is Major George. I'm from Sudan, which is southern Sudan right now. So yeah, I've been working with Russ for maybe for a long time. So we were working in one company in New York, and now I'm here and in Maine doing some game of chess with most of the kids from Angola. So that's chess has been great for me. As back in Africa, when I was in Kenya, there was not that many chess players or chess tournament. So we just play for fun, but it was the only. So when I play chess, when I'm on a chessboard, I pretty much forget everything else that's going on. And I just concentrate on that. So it's one of the great gifts and it's one of the great games. So it's good for your mind, and it's also be open. Like for me right now, the chess has been done great thing for me. So not only I like to play chess, but it's the job that I do now in New York. So there's big potential and help kid, same. So I want to give more of those kids, the kid I teach, I want to give them, I want to see the smile they do after they learn how to play chess and after they win their first game. So it has been a great game and continue to be a great game. So I'm always happy if there is somebody willing to learn, and especially the youngster, if they are. So I'm always happy to teach chess. So as I am here, I will teach more of the kids, and possibly some of this day I will be back in Africa, and maybe I'll teach some chess there. So so I just want to say all that and thank for everybody who's doing chess work. And yeah, so I have to go. So that's
Good.
why.
Thank you, Major, for your efforts, for your story, for your inspiration, and I look forward to seeing you soon. So thanks for joining. Next, I'm going to ask a good friend of mine, also from Nigeria, Lagos. He was helping lead the Chess in the Slums project, and he also led the school in Makoko, which is the largest floating slum in Africa. And he has done so much work to advance our project and just chess as a tool for the African child. So, Emmanuel, thank you for joining us.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, Tony. Hi, Ibe.
Greetings, Emmanuel.
I'm so happy to be here. And Ross, thank you for this opportunity. And I would just want to share a few kind words to every chess evangelist on the meeting today, because we are the soldiers, like the missionaries, spreading the good works of the game of chess. We've made chess become a game that has transcended 64 squares and 32 pieces to a phenomenal object that empowers, to a phenomenal game that gives wings to dreams, to a phenomenal game that can become a support base for children in disadvantaged background and marginalized communities. And this is really a great work. It's not been easy, I must say, but sincerely, how far we've come looking at it, and this wouldn't have been possible without you and I on this. And I also want to take a moment to appreciate Ross for your undying spirit. You just get the dream and you say this is doable, and you have this spirit like, oh, you don't take no for an answer. Once Ross just set his eyes to it, he just wants to make sure it gets done. And thanks to everyone on this meeting today. And there's more to be done. There's more work to be done for the countries that have received. We are still hopeful that Ghana is coming through, then Nigeria will get. A lot of people are, expectations are high, so people are waiting just to hit the ground running, and we hope to do more, and we call for support because the game of chess has helped. We have seen it on every side because we've worked with street children, children from disadvantaged backgrounds, and we've seen what they have become with the game of chess. The national chess opening will be starting soon, and a lot of kids from our slums who would never have thought about leaving their communities, living in their tiny communities. Different states have reached out to us at Chess in Slums that they want us to give them kits. They want them to give them chess players to join, to come and represent the various states, and we have that numbers coming in, and it's a thing of joy seeing a child that some of these kids never thought they could ever have gotten the chance to board a plane to go and represent a state. But with the game of chess, that dream is coming alive now, and that is just the beginning for them. And thank you so much. And for you can support this mission, you can be part of this mission. And I know so much has been said. I just want to say thank you to everyone once again. And Ross, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for everybody's joining. I know we're getting to the end. I still have a couple more people I'd like to give a chance to speak to. And we have Kenneth, who's representing Tanzania. Very quickly, if you want to just talk about some of the impact that chess has had, Kenneth, in your community.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's already evening here in Tanzania. It's been a roller coaster, and to see that chess is running down in Tanzania, it's really. Previously, when we started chess in Tanzania, it was like chess is a gambling game. Chess is a game that people think their kids are going to start gambling. Their kids are going to think about money, like the way they use other games. People totally didn't know about the game of chess. But then we started with ourselves teaching the kids, trying to get. And try to get schools take up chess, and then apparently in the previous 2 years, as we've been on ground with a little logistics, equipment, and access to schools and centers. So far, we have a success story of one of the volunteers of the Gift of Chess in Tanzania. He's gotten a scholarship to go to a Poland university to study just because he's a chess player. And then he's also the highly rated youth player in Tanzania. So Cleophas Charles is one of the story. We are putting up a documentary for that. And I think he's an example. He's a model to most of the kids that are learning chess right now. He's in Iringa, where he took chessboards to Don Bosco schools on Thursday, and he had session through yesterday, today, and then tomorrow as well. So we are going to have a cover of that, and we are going to send through. I think we are going to share most of these things to the world. I think it's burning. As we started chess here, we say chess is the future, and indeed we are pulling off that. And chess is the future. We call upon everyone that can come and stand in and give a high five to the world.
Thank you, Kenneth. We've been following your works. We support you. We appreciate your efforts, and keep up the great job. And for those that are listening, please consider supporting our outreach. It takes a incredible amount of support from volunteers and just blood, sweat, and tears to get these chess sets out of the communities. But it also takes the resources to make that possible. So if you're listening and you could come alongside of us, we need about $5,000 to reach a new country. We have 50,000 chess sets in Africa. We want to mobilize across each country in Africa within the next 6 months, and your support will help make that possible. The next guest I'd like to ask to speak is one of the champions. She's actually a great example of the power of chess. She's from Kenya. Her name is Bernice Wambui. She's the current national champion, and I believe she's 12 years old. If she's here, hopefully she can say a couple of words. And I think I did see her. Is she still here? If she's not, then I'm going to move forward. Evia, is your connection better? Do you have a chance to say a couple of words?
Yes. Yes, it's better.
Oh yeah, much better, much better.
So EVA, tell us why chess is so important, and maybe why it's important for people to support the gift of chess and continue our great work.
It's very fun spreading out the gift of chess to people so that they can learn how to play chess. And we teach them the game of chess so that they can learn how to play chess and be a better person when they grow up.
That's wonderful. Edith, thank you so much. We saw you on the BBC today, and Reuters were following your work. You're inspiring people all over the world. You're only 8, but I think if people could realize it's possible to do great things from a small place, but it's also possible to do great things when you're a small person. You know, you're smaller than anybody else, and you're only a child, but you're having incredible impact. That's very inspirational to us. Sometimes, you know, the adults in the room, and we can all work together. And if someone that's 8 can have such a big impact, we should all be inspired by that. So keep up the great job. I think Bernice, could you say a couple of words about the work in Kenya? And we'd just like to hear from you.
My name is Bernice Samboy. The work we do in Kenya, we distribute chessboards to people in disadvantaged community. You feel like a warm feeling in your heart when you help them, because when you see their happy faces after getting to know chess, because we usually train them. It's when they go to slums, they usually have drugs there. It takes them away from drugs, so it keeps them occupied.
Now, Bernice, do you want to share? I hear you're representing your country in competitions. Can you share a little bit about what your chess career happening in your chess career now?
Yes. On Thursday evening, I'm going to Netherlands for the World Under-16 Olympiad, and I'll be representing Kenya.
We're rooting for you, and we're all very proud of you, Bernice. Keep up the great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to ask one of the founding board members. He actually was the first member from the Gift of Chess to travel to Africa and to connect with the team from Nigeria, including Tunde Onakoyo and Emmanuel, and Tyrone Davis, who's now working on Wall Street and advancing his career. He's here. I think he's playing, but if you can say a couple words, Tyrone, if you're here.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you see me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I've been
you actually hear it?
Listening to the entire stream and playing a bit, and it's just fantastic. Russ and I, we were the first movers, you can say, in this entire venture that we're doing. And to see us go from, oh, sorry, is there I think there may be an echo. Let me just turn this off. Okay, turn that off. To see us go from distributing, well, raising money to buy 10,000 chess sets in New York City and distributing those chess sets around New York City to distributing chess sets across the world. I mean, I don't think Russ and I could have ever imagined having such reach, impact, so far beyond New York City. I've known Russ since I was probably 11 years old, and Russ and I consider we're family now. But after probably a year and a half of working with everyone on this call and everyone you've heard speak, I consider everybody you've heard family to this point. I do plan on going back to Africa this summer to rekindle relationships, past and new relationships with new partners, and to further inspire. I remember when I was a competitive player. Russ remembers when I would play in tournaments. Bernice is going through that phase now of playing competitions day in and day out. That once was me. Now I've become so much more joyful from inspiring others to play chess, not me playing chess myself. It's a weird transition as a former competitive player to becoming more of a I don't know what you call somebody who inspires, but someone who just enjoys inspiring people to play and sharing opportunity. I work on Wall Street now in New York City, and I attribute a lot of my journey to Wall Street now from the relationships I've developed through chess. So chess gave me a lot. Chess gave me confidence to sit across anybody and to believe that I can win, that the work that I put in at home, reading books, watching, videos like yours, Agamador, all the, books, puzzles, tactics, all that work I put in, chess allowed me to be confident in my hard work and say that, okay, now it's me and you against each other, and hopefully the best player who put in the most work wins. And that's how, life should kind of be. You put in hard work and you see that hard work come out in some successful result. So to teach kids in Africa, in New York City, in California, we've even set chess sets to Ukraine, to teach kids all around the world that you put in hard work, and you can be confident in yourself and potentially see a successful result is a great lesson to teach. And so excited every day to do that. So hopefully you guys can join us and contribute and join in on this journey. It's only beginning. So thank you for having me speak. Anything else, Russ? Or
no, Taran, that was how did you do today? How many points did you get in the arena?
I actually I'm proud of how I played. I'm not let's see, I have 46 points and only lost like
what place is that? I know there's like 2,500 players. Is that
213th place as of now. So
you're proud of being in the top 200. Okay, that's good.
In this tournament, that's a great success.
Now, we'll say a couple more things, but I know that Tony Ballard had something he wanted to say before, if he's still here. Tony, if you are here, please consider. Oh, he's got to. Please, I know you want to share a letter and an appeal, so please feel free to. Oh, you got his everything. So, Tony,
Yeah, I just wanted to say, that's what chess can do for you. It can take you places. You know what I mean? It can take you places. My co-founder and friend Tyrone, MIT grad, man. That's what's up. And Bernice and Ivy, just the young kids coming up in the game of chess and doing great things. They're gonna go far. Let's keep track of their story and their success. But I just wanted to thank you, Agamador, because these guys in prison are watching these videos and they're learning so much about the game of chess. They're becoming inspired that there's a deeper aspect to the game of chess. There's just so much more to chess than just, the 64 squares and the 32 pieces. It's the openings, the middle game, the end games, the Roy Lupas, the London system, the Scandinavian. There's so much that these guys in prison didn't even know nothing about. But you breaking down these games for them and introducing it to them in prison has just broadened their horizons, opened their minds to the deeper games of chess. And they've been writing so many letters, Agamador, just thanking you and thanking the gift of chess for what we've offered them. And I just wanted to take the opportunity to just, again, to say thank you. We really appreciate you. The impact is huge. And there's also letters that if Russell has time, that he can maybe read one of them to you. But yeah, thanks.
No, my pleasure. Have they gotten any better since starting the videos?
Hey, so there's actually a phenom. There's a total phenom, Agamador in prison. This guy, he has a photographic memory. He just wrote to us out the blue. Russ, you remember that? You remember the letter about this guy?
Yeah, he said he watches all of Agamador's videos, but he remembers every game that's ever been played. Something like that. It's really been pretty tremendous. But I will be able to. I can surely read a letter, and I can do that now. I'll pull one up that talks about the impact of chess, and it's a letter that we received. So let me just get it here. So it goes like this. Dear Gift of Chess, I wanted to thank you, everyone involved with the Gift of Chess in Adobo. I spend countless hours in deep stimulation and amusement through the Adobo application. The greatest gift is freedom for those times I'm watching and listening to the host, Agamador, analyze all the games. I'm free. For matches of Ian and Ding are wonderful, and the newest Mirror and series are great. I still don't know who won the chess championship series between Ian and Ding, but I watch the matches every day. I play chess when I can, which isn't enough for my craving. I live in solitary confinement by myself for years now, but once in a while I have a chance to play with other people and enjoy playing very much. There's a player who has a photographic memory, a friend of mine. The score, he has 167 wins for him and 12 for me.
12.
I've tested his mind, and I am blown away by him both as a player and friend. He can remember every game ever played, and it's unbelievable. Thank you to the Gift of Chess team. Thank you to Tony Ballot, and thank you to Agamador.
Well, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it really is when you look at the prison environment and you think that there's nothing but garbage, there's trash there, but in the midst of all of that, there's treasures. There's people who've made some terrible mistakes. We're not excusing that. But there's also beautiful minds there that can be cultivated, that can be led in the right direction. And if given a channel, given an avenue, you know, they can become something great. And it's all starts with the mind, and chess is the key for that. And man, I'm just blown away by today and everybody that's participating, man. I'm just stoked, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks, Tony. So, Agamador, I'll hand it back to you. I don't know how we want to, if the arena's over, if you want to announce the winners and the prizes. But I do encourage those that are listening, please contribute either now or in the future. $5,000 helps us reach an entire new country with 1,000 chess sets. There are a lack of chess sets globally, and if one thing that you heard from people today is chess is a low-cost tool that can change lives. If you believe in education, you believe in opportunity, you believe in rehabilitation, and you love the game of chess, we're asking you humbly to support us. We are not a wealthy organization. This is an organization that's been driven by blood, sweat, and tears, and for us to continue, we need the support, big or small, to come alongside us. We believe in it, and we need other people to come alongside us and support us. So thank you, Agamador, for your platform and your friendship. Thank you to everybody that joined us today. Thank you all the team here. And the good work is just beginning, and we got to keep on plugging away on the good days and bad days. And when you believe in something, you believe the value of your own ideas, you need to find a way to make something out of nothing and keep it going and keep it moving forward. So, Agamador, thanks again. I'll hand it off to you for any final announcements, and we can sit here and talk for the rest of the day. But I know the event was planned from from 1 to 3 at 1900 to 2100. So I'll hand it back to you.
Well, firstly, I just want to congratulate the winners. Andrew Tang won it, still under the name GM Penguin IM, as I think he made the handle when he was still an international master, even though he's a grandmaster now. So big congratulations to him. Second place, Illuminate Tops. I don't know who that is. I can check if it says here, but no. But yeah, since May 2023, so not a new account, but not an old one. Emin Ohanyan in third place, so those are the three big winners. And since we have prizes going from 3rd to 10th, FIDE Master Rob from Armenia in 4th place, Rikelme 19.3. In 5th place, we have this is Matthew G, P4P from Russia, also international master. In 6th place, Zhigalko Sergey, the top seed of the tournament, got 7th place, or rather he was top seed when the tournament started, but I think, yeah, okay, but he's somewhere in there with Andrew. Then we have Joseph 2013 in 8th place, Tamo Jerry in 9th, and the Grandmaster Jesser. Okay, we can also check who that is, as I do not know. Yep, also playing anonymously. So we're gonna contact all of them. Thank you guys for playing, and we will contact you regarding the distribution of prizes. Now, regarding the charity event, thank you, Russ, for organizing such a magnificent event. You've organized so many people to get together. I mean, over the course of basically an hour and a half. And you've rushed them. You were really like a people's master. really organized it well. And okay, we didn't hit our goal, but you know, we did achieve something. Let me see how we've done. All right, so okay, I have to update it a little bit, but a few dollars short of $2,000, which is I think around what we did for the previous one. But I will upload this video separately, and I will maybe even try to make smaller ones which are more easily digestible to people. We live in a different world nowadays. You know, times are faster, and sometimes people just don't have 2 hours to listen to what someone is doing. But I think we can do a little bit better, you know, through reaching people with maybe bits of content, and maybe not a 2-hour one. But yeah, I'm happy with how we've done. I'm pretty sure we can do better in the future. You know, it's important to strive.
Yeah, I think, you know, anybody that heard tonight or today that hasn't heard prior about the Get to Chess project is a huge win. And sometimes the baby steps, when you aggregate them like little small good chess moves over the course of a game, you sometimes get a checkmate. So I think this has been a huge success, and just being able to connect with everyone on this call and you. And I know people out there heard about us for the first time, and that's the most important thing, is just getting the opportunity to speak to new people and make them aware of the great works and the importance that chess has on being a tool for opportunity across the globe. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and we've I mean, I've really enjoyed all of the guests. They had some incredible stories from incredible places. I think we had maybe even twice as many guests as on the previous stream. Maybe on the next one we could have like maybe 30 or 40 guests.
Well, maybe we can commit once a year. We'll do a stream, if that's okay, and we'll bring more and more people as we grow.
Yeah, what's Africa, like 54 countries?
Right.
We could have one from every country.
Right.
Yeah, but okay, that's a goal for 2030, right?
Well, the goal for 2030 is every country in the entire world. We'll finish Africa in
every country in the world. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know how many countries that is exactly, but we'll finish all of Africa in the next 6 months. Every country in Africa will have 1,000 chess sets. So
you are confident you will be able to?
Well, we have the sets in Africa. All we need to do is just hit go, and you know, we're committed to getting it done. So it will happen in good time. I'm confident.
All right. Well, Russell, thank you for everything. I've had a great time. I've enjoyed seeing some of them again, meeting new people. I mean, I love it what you guys are doing on all fronts, both with the Gift of Chess in distributing the chess sets, but also with the prison program. I think it's outstanding, and I mean, that's what prisons are for. They're not there to punish people. They're there to rehabilitate people and bring them back into society. And I don't know. Without chess, I mean, you need something like chess or programming or something they can connect to. But I think it's the easiest to achieve with chess. So I think it's a beautiful initiative. All right, so that's it. Thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you all of the guests, and until next time. We're going to discuss how to move forward, and hopefully you guys will be able to contribute a bit more. I was hoping to reach at least one country on this stream, but maybe after a few days, you know, we'll get more contributions.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Until next time, and thank you everyone for joining the stream, and once again, big congratulations to everyone who participated in the tournament and to the winners of the tournament. In the end, we had over 3,000 people, 3,809 people in the tournament. Yeah, very nice. Until next time.
Thank you.